Alrighty, happy weekend to me at least. Today we're gonna work with some sandbags. So I call these the bladders, the sand bladders. So this one's still got 50 pounds of sand in it. The bag behind me, directly behind me, has 100 pounds of sand in it, and then the bag to my right has 150. The goal of today's workout is warm up with the 50, warm up with the 100, get it up to the shoulder at least once per side, and then we're going to try the 150. If the 150 is successful, we're going to go to 200, and we'll kind of play around there. So it's not going to be a very long workout, but it will be a workout none the least. We're going to keep up with the same, in the future, we're going to be keeping up with the same kind of idea of how I structure these exercise interval workouts. I've reorganized them a little bit because I've realized I've been shirking on my conditioning so bad. So we're bringing back some jump rope. Anyways, so here we go. All right, so we're going to pick this guy up. All right, bring it up to our knees. Bring our knees up to our shoulder. All right. And all the way back down. And then we're going to do it. And here we go one more time. All right, so catch. Clean. Of course, 50 pounds is pretty easy for me at this point. All right. So this is where we got 100. We'll take a quick minute before we attempt this, just because it's been a while. I think I'm mostly recovered from whatever bug I had. Like, I think my voice is more or less returned to normal. My energy levels are better. I won't say they're 100%, but they do feel better. Okay. So, with that being said, let's see what 100 pounds feels like today. Not too bad. All right. So I haven't finished my retesting because of this bug. And with how much, apparent strength I felt like I lost with the lat pull down and deadlift, I'm like, let's recheck that one more time before we put down the official score. I will say I feel like I haven't had a good lat connection recently, and whether that's was a precursor to the illness or not, I don't know, but okay, so same idea. That went up pretty easy as well. All right. So I just put back a 50-pound sand bladder into that. So it's gonna need some time to settle and kind of conform. But this bag goes from, or the recommended capacity is 125 to 200 pounds. And I think one of the things that annoys me, not so much, Built the smaller bag, but this one is like, I feel like it's just a lot of fabric. So, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, even if I condense it down, you know, it's still kind of like in my face. So, we'll see how it goes. That's kind of what I mean about conditioning, that, you know, doing cardio helps with your recovery. It helps you recover faster after a higher whatever event. So, yeah, so it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be, basically I ended up working out, reorganizing some of the previous workouts so that they are 2 rounds of all the assigned exercises, but then we're also gonna throw in 2 rounds, like, so it's gonna be, you know, bench press, jump rope, bench press, jump rope, so on and so forth. So if I'm doing bench press uni, unilateral bench presses, I might end up doing one arm, then the other arm, get up, knock out some jump rope, and kind of alternate like that. Or, you know, I might end up playing it by ear and go, okay, well, if I know I got split squats or some higher intensity, like Bulgarian split squats after, alternating jump ropes and split squats sucks. So it's like I might do bench press, split squats, that, you know, maybe 4 sets there, but I'll do 4 sets of jump rope and use the bench press as my rest break before I get back into a leg-based thing. So we'll see how it works out, but like I said, it's just, I've been shirking on my conditioning pretty bad. All right, so here we go. Enough stalling. This is 150 pounds. Trying to get it up to my shoulder. So, I think the issue was there. I've been using this as 100 pounds and picking it up like that just due to the amount of fabric. So, just gave it a little bit of a tussle. This to me is like embarrassing. I'm like, I know it's a 150 pound bag, but I'm out of breath from being like bent over. What I am also planning on doing, just because I've met squats, military press, deadlift with straps, and now rows. So I'm still working on bench press, lat pull down, and deadlift without straps. I might bump up my program to include a 20 rep period. Just add in a little more hypertrophy. Since overall, like, I'm pretty happy with where my strength is. And I also think that shooting for that higher volume is going to demand better technique, which hopefully carries forward into future workouts. Okay, there we go. 150 pounds. Alright. So with that only having 3 of the 4 bags, it's just loose and everything's flopping around. Whereas that 100-pounder's a little more compact. Okay. That's also where, like, you hear me cough. I'm still not 100% out of the woods. But I will say, lifting that up, at least from like the ground, felt pretty good. That's a big jump. Okay. So I thought my Bowflex kettlebell had something between 25 and 35. It does not. So I'm probably gonna have to, you know what, let's just keep it at 35. And we'll use the Bowflex dumbbells for other things. All right, so we're just finishing catching our breath. We're gonna attempt it again, up to the left shoulder, and then we'll add the other sandbag and see what 200 pounds feels like. And my other hope is like, hey, maybe it'll feel a little less floppy on this round since I got it up and down the first time. Okay, here we go. Ended up taking it for a walk. Well, we got it there. All right. All right, that is 200. Let's knock over. Okay. There. So I'm at the 15-minute mark on my watch. I'm gonna wait till about 18 minutes to attempt the first one. So again, when it comes to, I think, power-based, like let's just call it power-based training, which includes plyometrics, you may be looking at anywhere between like 1 and 5 reps. So it's not always a very, like, from like a pure plyometric standpoint, or pure power standpoint, plyometrics might be a little different. But it's very taxing on your system. So a 3 to 5 minute break isn't unjustified. All right. And that's where, again, I got about 2 minutes left on this break. And it's like, I'm not gonna get up until I'm at like the 18-minute mark and then start my setup. Going back to, if I can get this to my shoulder once, would I continue to work on building up to a full half hour of this? Maybe. I mean, it is, I think this is a great conditioning workout. Gets your heart rate up, keeps it up. But what I'm doing, like, I have 33 rounds currently programmed on my interval situation. So let's say we count 1 round per shoulder, right? I end up doing 16 pickups to each shoulder. All right, that's or 32, floor to shoulder kind of situation. It's a pretty decent workout. But what I probably end up doing is like, that's what, 16, I probably do like 10 with the 100 and then 6 with this guy, just to kind of like, okay, let's warm up with the 100. Do our hardest work with 200 and then drop it back down to 100 just to kind of finish out the workout, because it's like you warm up, you fatigue yourself out, and now that you're tired, 100 at the end feels heavier than 100 at the beginning. All right, so all right, we're generally at the 18-minute mark now, or that I've had about 3 minutes worth of rest. This is how much I weigh, right? So it's like I've been 200 pounds now for the last few months, which I'm disappointed by because I've been trying to go in the opposite direction ever since I started this channel. But I digress. All right, here we go. Oh, all right, we're gonna. All right. So it looks like we got some work to do at the 150 mark. I'm gonna give myself about another 3 minutes. All I want to try and do with it is bear hug the hell out of it. And just try and stand up a little more nicely. And then I will call it a day. I was talking with a coworker who's into powerlifting, and he's like, yeah, I'm trying to get my bench up to a number. And it's like, it was like 7 sets of something, like some percentage for a certain amount of reps. And he's supposed to do this like 3 times a week. And like, depending upon the workout, right, it might not always be 7 sets, but I'm like, okay. So you warm up, it's like 2 or 3 sets maybe, depending upon how heavy you're going. And then you're doing 7 sets with a 2 to 3 minute break between each set. So like minimum, you're looking at 21 minutes of just being at the gym. And let's say each set takes like 30 seconds. So, you know, you're at about 25 minutes minimum. So it's like 30 to 40 minutes just to do one lift. So, you know, if you really want to, if you're shooting for some lofty goals, sure, you gotta put in the work. You gotta work hard. Totally get that. If that's your jam, go for it. But for myself, I'm like, I'm happy with my 3 to 4 sets. You know, generally it's been 3 sets for a while, and then I can just leave. I can get a whole body workout done in approximately the time it takes to do, like, finish one exercise. So, I mean, if you want to be at a gym, if you have the time, the liberty, the desire to be at a gym for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, go for it, right? I won't yuck your yum, but I think it's just not for me or what I try and advocate for on this channel, where it's more just like, hey, let's maximize this half hour to hour that we do have, hit our whole body, and try and be functional in our day-to-day lives so that we can be our own best, like we can trust ourselves to do things physically. Okay. We got Mr. Bones coming in. Let's see, is he gonna do something stupid? Too stupid. All right. We got a new trick for Mr. Bones. Come here, Mr. Bones. Oh, big stretch. Good boy. Good twist. All right, now skedaddle. Thank you, lad. All right. Don't you dare scratch at that couch, though. All right. All right. Try and get it off the floor. Make sure it's really tight, and then we're just gonna try and like hinge and maybe catch. Or we'll just see what we can do and pray. I wonder if let's see if I can have mobility. Nope, let's not do that. Okay, so we're down here. Good. Shift into our legs. Close enough. All right. You did what I did today. Great. If you're doing your own thing, great. You're just starting, looking for ideas, motivation, discipline, for community to support you. That's what we're here to do. Help each other be a little better every day. So good job today. Keep working hard. We'll see you next time.